Hey, this is Mikey. Let's talk about the new element supply company plugin called Patchwork. Patchwork is an advanced Mosaic. I wanted to take some of the features of the built-in Mosaic and just make them better, and then it kind of just added more and more, and it turned into a really cool plugin. Let me show you how it works. If you've ever used Mosaic before, then you understand some of its limitations, and we've overcome those limitations. So first off, we can lock the dimensions together so that the tile size is the same. We can just zoom in and out or scale the tile size very easily. We can also come in here and do some other things we have, like row offset, if you want to create that brick look, and the position of the tiles itself. You can move that around. Pinning that to, say, something moving around is a really cool effect, and a rotation as well. We can unlock these dimensions, and we have the pixel perfect width and height adjustments. Now, say you want to go not pixel perfect and do based off of your comp size. Well, we can also lock to comp. And then what we have here is cells across and cells down. So 24 cells across, 12 down. Let's say we go in here and go 5 across by 4 down. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. It does it that way. I prefer locked 2 dimensions and just tile size. Keep them square. So that's kind of the initial section. And then after this, we've got some more options. So whole pixels, let's actually zoom in. We can see this, what's going on. You can see that some of these edges land in subpixels. So we lock it into whole pixels, and you get nice crisp edges. The opposite side of that is you are going to have jaggies when you are diagonal. So it's kind of an anti-aliasing is what it is, on or off. Then we have square to round, where we can take the square and round it off, turn it into circles. Pretty cool. The grid width is this grid that's on top, right? So we can have that various sizes. And we can also change the color and the opacity of it. So right now the blend mode is set to none. So if I were to change the opacity, let's make sure we can see the background. You can see there's some transparent there. If I change this blend mode to, say, normal, then the original image will show through. And then we can also tint this. So let's bring this. We can tint this to a different range of colors if we wanted to create our own, which is something you totally can do. But let's not tint that. Let's leave it how it is, because I want to show you this next section, which is the VariPixel section. And what this is a variable or a subdivided cell based off of your input range. So this is input of luminance. So it's going to take your luminance value, and it's going to subdivide things differently based on what that value is. So for example, if I take this and I want things over here to be one scale, things over there to be another scale, then I'm going to have this curve like this. And you can see there's different sizes of these cells based off of this. Create kind of a nice curve here. Let's actually take the grid width all the way off. Actually, let's do it a little bit, just so we can see what's going on a little bit. And increase this tile size. And you can see there's just various different sizes. So we have it on 4 steps right now, but we can increase that to, say, 6. And now there's 6 different sizes, different subdivides. We can increase the contrast of that subdivide, where that contrast is located. Really kind of cool. We can also add some randomness to this if we want to have a little more organic feel. And then we can also move things around. This is quite taxing, so I don't really use this very often, and it looks best without any grid. And it almost looks like a paint splotch look. Now, another thing I want to show you is if we take, say, a mask. So onto normal, and I want to go down here to this ignore opacity. And what that does is it will composite it back onto itself, ignore that it had a mask. And we can do some fun things where if we feather this, it's not showing anything yet, but if we change this range mode to alpha, then you can see the feather is going to adjust the size of these subdivides. I'm going to invert the range because I want to see it that way. And then I can just move this mask around. Let's remove the grid altogether. And now it's looking pretty cool. Bring that tile size down. And this also works with the feather tool here. So I can have a very custom pixel map. Let's change that rotation back to normal. Now, since there are so many options, we've also included this brand new preset browser. I can come in here, save a preset. It's going to save all these settings, load up previous presets. It's going to load up those settings. And there it is. That's Patchwork, an advanced mosaic with all sorts of features. I want to know what you can do with this. I want to see what you have. Check it out, elementsupply.co. The link is in the description. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.